In last week's video, if you missed it, I showed myself putting this tree together with special DIY touches, so you don't want to miss that. Go check out that video if you haven't already. But for today's video, I'm decorating the rest of the apartment with a couple DIY touches as well. I also want to find ways to reinvent past decorations that I've used in previous years to give them new life and make me feel like they're new pieces even though they're not. The new pieces of decor I bought this year are pretty minimal, so we're just gonna try and get creative with what I have here because, you know, part of the fun of the holidays is having reoccurring pieces of decor. You don't need to have like completely new setups every year, but I think using the stuff you always have in new ways can help add life to them and keep you invested in your space. So we're gonna try doing that. I adore my tree this year. I think it's my favorite tree that I've ever done. It just makes me feel so cozy and I want the rest of the apartment to feel that way. So that's our goal together. And with that being said, let's dive in. I think I'm gonna start with this area right here because that tends to be a showstopper area next to the tree. It's what I'm looking at all the time when I'm watching TV, so it needs to be good. Okay, I lied. I ended up having dinner, vegging out a bit, and regaining energy to tackle this decorating, which is okay because I feel like decorating for the holidays is a cozy nighttime activity, so we're embracing it. So one of the main areas I need to decorate is this sideboard here, or my TV unit. It's technically a sideboard. I use it as a TV unit. Typically what I do there is some garland and my houses, like do a little village setup. I don't know how to really avoid that because I do really like that setup. However, I've also done that setup for quite a few years now. So maybe this could be like a tree wonderland. I don't know. I think the garland for sure is gonna go here. This is the garland in question. It has these little blueberries on it, very pretty. And again, last year I also got this sparkly garland, which is gorgeous, from HomeSense. Now I put that at my front entrance last year, but I wonder if like it would look good here. To me, I think the flocked look looks a little too dramatic here next to the tree. Like that's a big drama garland, and to put it right next to the tree I think kind of takes away from the tree. So no, I reversed that decision. This will still be going in the front entrance. I got my little embroidered stocking. I love this stocking. I think I'm gonna put it over there. Everyone always thinks those nails on the wall, and me included, are like a bug. No, I just have matching nails on either end of my TV that were there by the previous tenant, and I've never put anything up there myself because I just feel like it distracts on that wall, but it works to balance out this area. That garland just fits that area so well. Now I also have this pom-pom garland that could be cute, like swooped underneath the sideboard. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I think that garland needs to poke up, and I do have fishing. Fishing wire. Not for actual fishing, don't be silly. Look at me go. Do you see that? That works. Actually, now that I think about it, something's bothering me. See, a little fishing wire transformed that garland into something completely different. This was originally supposed to go on the tree, but I have my garland on the tree and this felt like it was competing with it. Finding new uses for things, I like it. I saved you the trouble of seeing me move all of these trees in every different position imaginable, but I think this looks so cute. Keeping it kind of on the simpler side rather than doing houses and trees, making it tree land over here. Like, look, tree. Trees, trees, wow. I love that. So cozy. See, I'm inclined to make the entryway more of the house forward area of the apartment because this area doesn't get like a lot of light. So the light up houses add a little could be the move. Now, if I did that, I think it'd make a lot more sense to go with my wooden houses just to add some different textures. This could be it. I have another idea for this garland. See how it just frames the mirror? Oh, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. I'm gonna keep it and not overthink it too much. We gotta be inventive over here. My number one decorating tip when it comes to having anything with lights, which this is a strand of like little mini lights, is to get ones that run on a timer. Do not waste any time with lights that aren't on a timer because if they're not on a timer, then you end up having to spend 5 minutes each night going around and turning on everything in your home, and you're probably not gonna do it. I like to have my tree on a timer, and I do that by having a smart plug in the wall. I'll link a couple down in the description box below. Not too expensive, but they connect with your phone and you can have it on a schedule. These lights right here, though, are battery operated, but they automatically will come on every 24 hours for a set period of time. And I like to shove these lights into these homes so that they're illuminated, because these homes naturally have to be manually turned on, and as pretty as the manual turn on is, I have no time to do that on and off thing. So I use these mini lights because what I do is I essentially shove the lights through these little windows. I went as far as even carving out the battery pack in some of these. Realistically, should I purchase these if they didn't run on timers? No, but they're too cute to say no to. So sometimes you do find a piece of decor that's not quite right, and I am perfectly okay with doing what needs to be done to make it quite right. I think I'm gonna do more trees on the coffee table, specifically those wooden trees, because I totally forgot I had them. And the thought of rearranging the trees on the sideboard that you're currently sitting on, why am I saying sitting? Placed on. It's just not gonna happen. I like that arrangement, and I think these could work really nicely here. Get rid of all the sparklies. I have a remote box I want to put here. This must stay here. 1, 2, 3. I just like those wooden trees too much that it would be a shame not to put them out. And I think with the tree vibes, my perspective right now, it works. The one like piece of decor that I've really bought this year is this gingerbread pillow. It's from HomeSense. It was $19.99, and I just thought it was too fun not to. So I think we're gonna put it right here. Definitely a more decorative pillow. It's not a pillow that you get cozy with. I just need to take off the price tag. I think that's a good buy. You can't even disagree with me there. I guess you could, but I'm gonna say that you're not. I think this may be the largest crochet project I've ever done. I just need to finish it up. So yeah, oh my gosh. I'm trying to gauge how much more I should stuff it to, because I don't want it to be too stiff, but I'm wondering, is it too soft right now? This pattern though that I'm following for this project is so easy to follow, and it comes in video and in written instructions on this creator's blog. So I will absolutely be linking it down in the description box below, because I am very impressed by it. This project is a little bit difficult for me, aside from the fact that it's an odd shaped project and large. It is also using the largest yarn I've ever used to crochet something. This is size 7 yarn. She's thick is basically what I'm trying to say. The crochet hook I'm using is size 10, and the most I've ever used is size 8. Oh, and there's my candy cane pillow. Oh, that's so good. You know what? It came out better than anticipated. I maybe should have stuffed it a tad more, but it is able to hold its shape. So that's so good. It's so good. Very much so display pillow vibes, not rest your head on it vibes. You need to see it on the couch. You can tell that the house and the candy cane are not to equal scale. But oh my God, it looks so good. I feel like it looks very luxurious. I love this. I love DIY Christmas, guys. Just the best. I love going to the dollar store and perusing around the art area, like the craft supplies, because you can usually find some great stuff for a much cheaper price than elsewhere. And sometimes for DIYs, like, you don't need the top of the line crafting goodies. But something unexpected that was there was this blank tissue box from Umbra. I think I ended up paying $2.50 for it. And the first thought that came to mind is, man, if I painted this could look like a really cute gingerbread house tissue box. So that is what I did. I painted it with acrylic paint in brown. I did 2 coats, and now it's all opaque. Looks very gingerbready. I can't wait to see a tissue come out of this to give that illusion of smoke. But now I need to do all the icing details, and instead of using white acrylic paint, I'm actually gonna use some paint markers. These are the Posca white Uniball markers. It gives me a little bit more control. This is like a really thick one, a medium, and I've got a small fine point. So I'm just gonna go about designing this. I'm a little nervous because I don't want to screw it up, but at the same time, because this is a gingerbread house, gingerbread houses are never perfect. No one is a perfect icer unless you're, I guess, a professional baker. But for most of us, if we're making a gingerbread house, it's looking a little wonky. So we're gonna embrace the wonk. Embrace the wonk. Let's get that on a t-shirt. I'm gonna do scallops here. Okay, this is fun. I like that. Now I'm gonna do the front. So again, I feel like snow would be naturally dripping. So I'm gonna frame that out. Created this, so I'm a little bit biased, but I think that's adorable. I'm gonna let this completely dry. I might end up sealing it with Mod Podge too, just to make sure the paint doesn't chip away, but I'm quite pleased. I think I'm gonna put it on the coffee table next to those wooden trees, and I think that'll solve the oddness that's happening on that table over there. But easy DIY, super simple, and just was able to shut off my brain for a little bit while I doodled all this in. I think that this back of the house is my favorite. My probably tip would be to start with the back of the house and do the front last, because I think the front isn't bad, but probably would have looked a little bit more polished if it was the last side of the house I did rather than the first. Instinctually, I think I just ended up choosing it as the first one to do because I knew a better idea of what I wanted, and the sides I had a little bit more of a thought process to go through, but even so, I'm a fan. So cheap, so fun, love. So these are a couple of my holiday bins with decor, and as you'll note, I put up a ton of stuff, but I am leaving a ton of stuff in the bins. And it's not stuff that I don't like. Like, I love these white houses and I love the pom-pom ones, but I also had this one, I had some red stockings. In spite of me loving lots of the decor that I'm not putting up, I am intentionally choosing not to overwhelm the space, because I really don't have many other areas that I want to decorate or I feel need decorations. But also, as kind of noted when I was doing the tree last week, I'm intentionally pulling out some colors that I don't want as vibrant. Like, I don't want as many reds in my decor this year. Unpopular opinion, usually an unpopular opinion for me as well. I've got little dabbles of red, especially in those pillows that I have on the couch, but for the most part, I'm like just trying to like go a little bit of a warmer route, and that's fine to switch things up every year. I think that's one way to do it, is not only to necessarily buy things that match that color scheme, but to audit the things that you already own and just decide to not have certain things out one year. And I do think when you make that decision to keep something out of rotation for the year, the next year when you use it, you grow appreciation for it. I'm gonna pack these away, even though it feels like I'm not done decorating. I very much so am.